Okay, the 8-inch circle, the one
next to the right of the man.
Okay, I got one bullet left. Let's see. I don't know if I can do it. That's pretty tight.
Have faith.
Impact! All right!
8-inch circle at 1,000 yards.
The 6.5 Creedmoor combined with Bergara rifles turns everyone into a sniper. A little while back I got into long-range shooting, but quickly I realized I didn't quite fit in with all the cool guys because I wasn't shooting 6.5 Creedmoor. Naturally, I wanted to get a rifle that would be a head-turner at the range, be plenty accurate, and I wanted it to be chambered in the venerable 6.5 Creedmoor round so I could be just like the cool kids. I did a little research and decided to go with the Bergara LRP Elite, and this thing hasn't disappointed one bit, and has gotten me and a bunch of my backwoods redneck buddies on at distances we didn't even think was possible, when the furthest most of them had ever shot is 100 yards. I affectionately refer to this gun as my sniper rifle, because when you set in behind it and let that trigger break and hear that steel pop at 500, 700, or even 1,000 yards, it makes you feel like Chris Kyle just for a minute. Even though I know I couldn't be now, nor could I ever be that good, but it is thrilling for just a second, and if you ever get the chance to, you will quickly see why long-distance shooting is so addicting. Bergara is starting to make quite the name for themselves in the bolt-action scene, but if you haven't heard of them before, here's the deal. Bergara originally is a barrel manufacturer, and when you think about it, that makes sense since it's probably the most important part of the gun when it comes to accuracy. While you may not have heard of Bergara, you probably have heard of Schillen barrels. When Bergara wanted to get into the center fire barrel business, they tracked down the best in the world, Ed Schillen, for some pointers. Then they used some of the best stainless steel in the world, manufactured to the tightest tolerances in microns. The bores are mirror polished, button rifled, stress relieved, and then finished with the same expertise and craftsmanship. Then they are mated with the rest of the gun by expert gunsmiths and craftsmen with years of military and real-world experience to bring you the highest quality rifle package available at various price points. That's another thing that I want to stress, is whatever level or price point you're looking at, Bergara is going to pack a ton of value into that rifle, and you're going to get the absolute most you can for your hard-earned dollar.
Nice.
That was I was on that way left.
Let's take a look at a rifle so well put together that it can pretty much get anyone shooting long range quickly and easily. My favorite feature on the Bergara LRP, well, actually my favorite feature is it makes me look like a much better shooter than I really am, but that would be followed closely by the silky smooth action. Some bolt guns out there claim that because their tolerances are so tight, the actions can't be quite as smooth. Well, that's not the case with Bergara. You can have a tight tolerances, silky smooth action, and phenomenal accuracy all in one package. Not only is the action buttery smooth, but this thing locks up like a vault door, and there is no slop or play in the action at all. The bolt is also fluted and has a really nice large handle that makes operation very easy. This is a 2017 model and comes with the Steiner T5Xi flat trigger, which is adjustable for weight. It came from the factory at about 3 pounds, and I adjusted mine down to a very crisp, right around 2 pounds. For 2018, Bergara has moved to trigger tech with the frictionless release. While I don't have any experience with these triggers, if Bergara is moving to them, I'm sure that they are quality and something I probably need to look further into. The stock is branded Bergara and is actually a collaboration with Mega Arms and Killer Innovations, and is also known as the Orias chassis. This chassis is machined from solid 70-75 billet aluminum, has key mod attachment points for attaching accessories, and is compatible with AR-15 style grips. So if you're not a fan of the one that comes with the rifle, it's an easy swap with tons of choices. The LRP Elite also comes standard with the Magpul PRS buttstock. This is not only my favorite precision buttstock, but it's also one of my favorite products that Magpul produces. It's easily adjustable for length of pull and rise with these 2 wheel adjustment points, and locks up tight at your desired level. The LRP Elite also accepts AICS mags and comes with a Magpul 5-rounder. While I am somewhat new to long-distance rifle shooting, I have observed others at the range fighting with their other various styles of magazines, and I am quite thankful that Bergara chose to do the AICS, and we all know that Magpul knows how to make a great magazine. I picked up some additional AICS 10-rounders that, along with looking cool, keep the fun going even longer. All this combined makes the rifle weigh in at just under 11 pounds before you add your scope of choice. The 6.5 Creedmoor doesn't kick real hard, but the Bergara LRP Elite just eats up that recoil and makes for a very enjoyable shooting experience. You can easily and comfortably shoot 6.5 Creedmoor out of this gun all day long, and the only thing it may hurt a little bit is your wallet, because I haven't found anyone exactly giving away 6.5 Creedmoor yet. Speaking of optics, for this long-range setup, I went with the Steiner T5Xi 5-25x56 scope, and I couldn't be happier. The glass and clarity has been phenomenal. The 34mm tube really lets a lot of light in, adding to that clarity. I'm also a huge fan of the machining Steiner has done on the T5Xi on all the adjustment knobs. This just gives you a firm grip, and the adjustments are audible and affirmative. This line of Steiner scopes also features Steiner's Never Lost turrets, and what that means is as you go up in elevation, the numbers actually roll over, so you know how many revolutions past the original you are. Note to self, with 6.5 Creedmoor coming out of a 24-inch barrel like the one on the Bergara LRP Elite, you will only have a drop at 1,000 yards just a little over 9 mils, so I actually never get to use this feature, but it's really cool, and maybe at some point I'll find a place to shoot over 1,000 yards with it. Live and learn. Of course, I picked up my Steiner T5Xi from Optics Planet, and you can save 5% off anything from Optics Planet with the code ALArsenal5 at checkout. I'd also like to thank Rockford Gun Club for letting us use their amazing facility for the filming of this video. If you live anywhere in the state of Alabama, it's worth the drive to Rockford Gun Club. They're the only place I know of in the state that you can shoot 1,000 yards, and the whole place is just amazing. It's truly an amusement park for the firearms enthusiast. The LRP Elite is a member of Bergara's premier series of rifles, which means it is guaranteed to be sub 1 MOA at 100 yards. Every premier rifle has to shoot 3 consecutive 3-shot groups at less than an inch at 100 yards before it is certified premier and can leave the factory with the test target included. As you can see, the factory target with mine is exceptional. However, I was able to achieve results close to that good. While the Bergara LRP Elite will truly give you an unfair advantage on the range, a couple of my buddies actually purchased Bergara rifles while I was still working on this review after shooting this one. One got an HMR in 308, which we easily brought out to 1,000 yards on its first day at the range. Another bought a BMP, which we got out to 700 yards in some seriously windy conditions on his first day out. I bring that up to say that Bergara makes exceptional rifles at all price points. While the LRP Elite is a little more on the pricey side, even though I believe it outperforms some other rifles that would cost even more, Bergara has more economical rifles that have unbelievable performance as well. And you can get on target at long range without putting a second mortgage on the house. Got that one. The barrel is of course threaded, and I'm all about suppressing everything that I possibly can, so I pretty much shot my Bergara LRP Elite suppressed the whole time I shot it. I love shooting long-range suppressed because it just takes just enough off the gun blast that you can more easily hear the steel getting hit at long distances, reduces the blast and percussion coming off the somewhat powerful rifle rounds, reduces recoil and jump of the rifle, and just generally makes for a more pleasant shooting experience. Mostly it's with the Silencer Co. Hybrid, which is a tank and performed exceptionally well. There's no telling how many thousands upon thousands of rounds I have through this thing now, and it just keeps working phenomenally. One thing I did find interesting though is we did get just slightly better groups with the OSS Helix, which is the zero back pressure suppressor, while we were reviewing that. I really can't say if it was dumb luck, a fluke, or there was really something to it. But when I finally get my OSS out of jail, I'm going to put it to the test and see if zero back pressure helps with accuracy, so time will tell. Shooting long range is a thrill that's hard to put into words. It takes some time and work that you have to put in to get your calculations, but when you make that first shot at 1,000 yards, it's something very special. You pull the trigger and the bullet is off. It takes a couple seconds, but it feels like much longer before you can see the impact through your scope. Then it takes a few more seconds, and again, it feels like much longer before you hear that steel ring at the firing line. The time that passes between the pull of the trigger, the target being impacted, and the sound reporting at the firing line gives you an appreciation of the awesomeness of the task you just accomplished. I know that everyone won't get the opportunity, but if you do, I strongly recommend that you get out and try long distance shooting. It's a thrill and exhilaration that every firearms enthusiast should experience at least just once. It's truly like golf, but for men. Bergara rifles are an exceptional choice for long distance shooting, hunting, or any other activity that you want to use a bolt gun on. I can't say enough about how impressed I've been with this LRP Elite, but really all the ones I've shot have been absolutely exceptional. And if you're in the market for a bolt gun, Bergara would be an excellent choice and has one to fit your needs and budget. It's pretty much like cheating having a Bergara, but what your buddies don't know won't hurt them. I got my Bergara at Nichols Outfitters, and all my other buddies got their Bergaras at Nichols Outfitters. Nichols Outfitters has a huge selection of rifles, rifle scopes, and most importantly, suppressors. They have a ton of suppressors to choose from. If you haven't checked these guys out, they're awesome. They got a huge selection, and they're really good guys to deal with. I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to my channel. Whether you've been subscribed for 6 years, 6 months, 6 days, or 6 minutes, I want to thank you for subscribing to Alabama Arsenal. But at the same time, YouTube still says that close to 90% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel. The number's coming down a little bit, but it's still pretty high. So if you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, it'd be greatly appreciated. Guys, as I'm sure you know, YouTube is kind of messing with gun channels pretty bad. Even though I kind of didn't want to, we are on Patreon now. So if you find value in what we do here and want to see the channel grow, you might want to go by there and check it out. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.